The Adventure Time episode abstract has shape-shifting, strange art, and some unusual philosophical undertones that I want to dig into. This is an odd episode. Jake has undergone a bizarre transformation where he changed from a yellow dog to a blue creature. Thus, an obvious theme raised in the episode is how people change. Finn, Beemo, and Lady Rainicorn react with a range of emotions: confusion, frustration, shock. But Finn and Lady Rainicorn are supportive, and Jake feels like the same old Jake. What really shocks Jake is when he stumbles across Jermaine's new paintings and realizes his older brother has taken up abstract art. The bulk of the story and what I'll be focusing on is Jake trying to find out what's happened to Jermaine. To Jake, the artistic change signals something must be wrong with Jermaine. Abstract art is completely out of character for him. Jake states outright that it's not in his nature. He's assuming here that Jermaine's nature is a fixed, unchanging thing. Now here's where things get explicitly philosophical. I'm going to introduce my take on the theme here and break down some of Jake and Jermaine's dialogue. Let's get back to Jake arguing that abstract painting isn't something Jermaine would do because it's not in his nature. Jake is making a mistake to argue that Jermaine is a landscape painter by nature. Jermaine is a multifaceted guy. He's been the custodian of his dad's mysterious demon-cursed artifacts, a responsible older brother, and a landscape painter. Now, are those aspects all part of his nature, as Jake would put it? When describing how he went from landscape painting to abstracts, Jermaine has the following to say: "I painted so many landscapes that the shapes of the land began to lose their meaning, and the shapes broke apart, so I painted them like that." This reminds me of the philosophical concept of emptiness described by Buddhist philosopher Nagarjuna, who argued that things in the world are all relative, or as he puts it, empty. Take a snowy mountain. It's got white snow, and it's got a tall shape, and it's got physical mass consisting of stones and crags and so forth. When you look at a mountain, all these things relative to each other create the shape of the mountain. This is connected to the philosophical concept of emptiness. The mountain is empty in the sense it consists of various things relating to each other. It's not just one unchanging fixed thing. In Jermaine's painting, we see the mountain in the white of the snow, the tall shape, and some of the smaller shapes that make up that bigger shape. Jermaine doesn't bother to paint the stones and crags and other details because he doesn't find them interesting anymore. If you can see the mountain in the painting, then in a way you can see how the mountain is empty. You can see how it exists not simply as a fixed single thing, but as the relation of various different attributes: the white of the snow, the shapes and contours of the slopes, and so forth. Jermaine is not painting the mountain as though it were a fixed thing. Again, Nagarjuna sees things in the world as relative or empty. This takes us back to Jake thinking of Jermaine as a landscape painter by nature. Philosophically, we can describe Jermaine as empty, in a sense that he is not an unchanging fixed thing. His identity is obviously not tied to landscape paintings, for example. Jake makes peace with Jermaine's changing identity at the end of the episode, viewing a collection of Jermaine's abstract art, reflecting the shapes are always changing. Changing is their normal state, like us. If we're not changing on the outside, we're changing on the inside. In the context of the episode, Jake is changing on the outside while he feels the same on the inside. Meanwhile, Jermaine is the same on the outside but changing on the inside. This is a clever contrast because it elevates the episode above a trite moral like accept people who are different. It highlights that Jake and Jermaine, like people in the real world, should not be assumed to be unchanging. This episode motivated me to look into the Buddhist concept of emptiness in order to try to better understand the themes of the episode. But the ideas I've shared are just my interpretation. If you enjoyed my analysis, please leave a like. If you had a completely different take on the themes or ideas in the episode, leave your thoughts in the comments. Have a great day and thank you for watching.